Don't miss comprehending what she says. Hi, valuable men. Have you ever questioned whether she was secretly falling for seldom? Do you women openly express that you enjoy you directly, rather than their words frequently carry subliminal clues? And if you fail to see them, you may forfeit your opportunity to construct something genuinely significant. This video is your best option. A manual for comprehending the clues. We're examining 6 essential expressions used by women when they're starting to feel anything for you, each displaying a different aspect of their feelings. But that's not all. We're also revealing the typical errors males make when they take note of these indicators. Because this is the truth, even when the indications are obvious, a poor response might ruin everything. Let me ask you something before we get started. Have you ever overlooked a small clue and later understood the meaning of yes? Post a remark below if you haven't already. Let's check how many of you have 0. Witness these situations directly. And by the end of this video, don't worry. You'll be able to identify and answer these hints like a real high worth. Let's talk about the wonder why women don't come out on their own and express their belief that the solution is found in fear of social conventions and emotional vulnerability, followed by a dread of nobody likes being rejected and feeling vulnerable, and women, just like everyone else, may hesitate to express their emotions. Using subliminal clues directly enables her to gauge your response without second cultural danger of grief. Expectations continue to be important. Many women are instructed to hold off until for a man to make such a subtle initial move, cues turn into a secure means of communication interest, while adhering to social last but not least. Vulnerability requires confidence. Subtle cues that allow her to reveal portions of herself without revealing anything about her feelings. As a high-value man who understands these subtleties are what will let you connect with her more profoundly. Sign 1. What? I've never told anyone this before is the first phrase. Do you consider what a woman might ask you? In your opinion, it's more than this term is used in casual conversation. Frequently shows her interest in your values and viewpoints, and it's how she of determining whether there are deeper suitability of the two of you. Consider this. She might question you about your opinions about a recent film, a life objective, or even an arbitrary subject like, the topic isn't where to go next. As significant as the purpose of the query, by asking for your viewpoint, she's determining if your attitude is in line with hers from the standpoint of psychology. Value congruence is a fundamental component of long-term relationship if she asks you to. In your opinion, it indicates that she respects your intelligence and desire to comprehend how the world appears to you. So how should you? When responding, it's important to be genuine and attentive. Pay close attention and give her your truthful viewpoint, and refrain from discounting her even if the subject appears unimportant. For example, if she inquires, "What do you consider residing in a city as opposed to," you could claim that the countryside is an fascinating query, that I've always adored the city's vibrancy, but I can see the allure of a more tranquil existence. How about you? This type of reaction accomplishes 3 goals. It demonstrates your consideration and being receptive. It encourages her to share her viewpoint. It generates a chance for further in-depth discussion. When she queries what you believe, it's more than just the response. It's about giving her a sense of being heard and realized that what mattered is your trust in me. Sign 2. You're more than you realize. What do you think about relationships is the second phrase. Distinct from other males, when a female claims that you are really different from other men, it's a signal, not just a compliment, that she notices you stand out in her thoughts. Something special about you, such as your self-assurance, how you handle her, or this term frequently describes how you hold yourself. shows respect from the perspective of the halo effect. When someone finds one of your qualities admirable, they frequently link you to other favorable attributes in her eyes. You have already distinguished yourself from the others, and she is beginning to perceive you as someone unique. Therefore, how can one best react with humility and confidence rather than ignoring it or allowing it to boost your self-esteem and accept it with? For instance, it's kind of you to declare that I'll just attempt to be myself from now on. You can deepen the discussion by requesting the reasoning for your claim that this does. It maintains the flow of conversation for two reasons. Naturally, it demonstrates sincere interest. Regarding her viewpoint, which reinforces your relationship, for example, she may claim that most men simply discuss themselves. However, you either listen or you don't try. Too difficult to please me, and I appreciate that. The moment she says you're unique, she's showing how much she values attributes that some people might overlook. As a high-value dude, seize this opportunity. It's how she says it without seeming conceited. She's been drawn to you because of all the correct. For the third reason, I feel secure, while I'm phrase 3. I feel so at ease with you. When a lady tells you, I feel safe, when we're together, it's among the most reliable measures of trust, and this expression refers to an emotional connection. Beyond only being physically safe, it represents her comfort in being herself in your presence. Without being afraid of judgment from a biological standpoint, when one feels secure, the release of often known as the bonding hormone, oxytocin hormone, which produces a more profound feeling of emotional stability and connectedness, which are essential to creating a long-lasting partnership for her protection, isn't only concerning physical defense. It's about emotional stability, as she is aware of her reliability on you at the most critical moment. So how do you react to this potent expression? The important thing is to recognize her emotions and strengthen the feeling of safety. A considerate answer could be what it means to, I want you to always feel a lot of secure while you're with. This straightforward but sincere response reassures her and makes the relationship stronger. But don't let their words stop them. More powerful than words, the constancy of it's action that really makes that feel secure and fulfill your commitments. Respect and keep your composure behavior in difficult circumstances. Imagine yourself walking in this situation, late at night together, and she says, I always feel secure in your presence, which isn't simply a compliment. It's how she expresses she now trusts you, which is a request to continue fostering that trust through your behavior as a guy of high value. Offering emotional security it's not about what you say, but rather how you make her feel at the center of every conversation, when she is more inclined to open out, when she feels secure. Rise and make an investment in the I was considering the fourth relationship indication. Phrase 4. How would you characterize your ideal partner? Regarding your statement when a woman says, was considering what you mentioned, it's the obvious indication that your remarks have had a long-lasting effect on her. She's listening and considering your viewpoint, even after the discussion concludes, by exposing an intellectual and a sentimental bond from a psychological perspective. This expression shows that a person is intellectually compatible. Essential component of long-term partnerships, she appreciates your thoughts and regards you as someone worth spending more time with. Level. Picture sharing a portion of suggestions or viewpoints during an informal later in the conversation. She brings it up, stating that I've been considering what you mentioned, maintaining discipline, and it actually produced sense that something goes beyond the subject. It concerns the fact that she respects your opinions enough to come back to them. So how should you react initially? Recognize her consideration with a simple, say something like, I'm glad it helped. What do you think of this? Not just expresses gratitude for her time, but additionally asks her to share more in depth to continue the discussion. here's another. For instance, if she states, "I've been thinking concerning your remarks about taking dangers in life that you could pursue." That's fantastic, and I would love to hear your viewpoint on it. What caught your attention? When she considers what you said, it's her method of expressing her appreciation for your use this with a high-value man's perspective. Chance to create a more robust connection by appreciating her ideas and cultivating significant, I informed my pal of discussion sign 5. I can't stop thinking about what you said is the 5th phrase. When a woman claims, "I told my friend about you, this is really important," is this more than simply light conversation? Phrase conveys a sense of emotional commitment and the start of her involving you in her world from a psychological perspective. Viewpoint that represents social validation is a crucial component of romantic attraction by disclosing personal information. With her pals, she's not only contemplating concerning you when you're not present, but requesting their opinion and consent as well. It's how she reaffirms her feelings. And including you in her social story, picture this situation. She says in passing that I was doing my best friend regarding how considerate you were the other days, even though it can seem easy, indicates that you've left a really good feeling that she wants other people to be aware of regarding you. So how should you react? Gratitude without going overboard. A confident but humorous response is effective. Best like, "Wow, I hope I left a good impression," feeling that this continues the discussion fun and allows her to express herself. Additionally, you can follow up with a, "What did you tell them, I wonder?" About me, her response will probably disclose more about her opinion of you and what attributes she finds most admirable in reveals that she has discussed you. It's a clue that she thinks of you even when you don't exist as a valuable man. Accept this as a first step toward more relationship while keeping your calmness and curiosity. Indicator 6. Thank you so much. Phrase 6. With you, I feel like I can be myself. When a woman tells you, "I really thank you," it's more than a casual thank you. It's very appreciated. Recognition of the beneficial effects. This phrase has affected her life. Shows a great deal of thankfulness, which is frequently an antecedent of more emotional, psychological perspective on attachment viewpoint. Showing appreciation is the effective strategy for fostering emotional closeness. Research indicates that gratitude builds relationships and promotes trust in connections. When she claims that she appreciates you and is acknowledging that simply what you do, but imagine who you are, difficult situation following your assistance to her. She claims that I truly have an issue. I appreciate your patience with me. This goes beyond the particulars. Activity is her method of indicating that you give her a sense of support and worth. What should you do? First, acknowledge what she said. Sincerely, a fantastic response could be, "That means a lot to me, and I'm grateful." You too, particularly for adding anything. For instance, "I truly value," particularly for how considerate you are in our discussions. This answer accomplishes 2 items that support her emotions. Relationship by giving her back. Being grateful demonstrates that you pay focus on the attributes that make her unique. When a lady shares her, it takes more than simply words to express gratitude. As a high, it's an emotional milestone. Appreciate man answering in a genuine manner, and specificity strengthens the bond and lays the groundwork for anything significant. Now that you comprehend the errors indicators, let's discuss what not to do. Even with the finest efforts, when you observe them, some men's unintended intents undermine their prospects by responding to the incorrect way. Let's dissect 3 typical errors and how to prevent them, as overanalyzing is a mistake made by a high-value man. She stated, "I was thinking about," does what you stated indicate that she's in love with me or simply being courteous. It's simple if the test sounds familiar. To succumb to the overanalysis trap, all she says, "Yet I'm obsessed with," you can become obsessed with every detail and worsen the organic flow of the connection rather than attempting to decode. She emphasizes the larger picture in every sentence. Image is her constant engagement. Are her actions in line with your? According to her, these patterns are much more telling rather than breaking down each word. Keep in mind that women appreciate emotional presence. The trick is overthinking and being overly cerebral. Here, you should follow your gut. Current, remain grounded, and allow the relationships grow naturally. The second error is reacting too violently. It's normal to get enthusiastic when you see these indicators, but becoming overly intense can overpower her. For instance, if she adds nonchalantly, "I told my friend about you," replying with a statement such as, "Does this indicate that you're prepared to present me with?" Your parents may produce needless under pressure as a valuable man. Your responses should be composed, self-assured, and balanced. A humorous response, like I hope I left a positive impression. Mood playing while recognizing her. Make an attempt not to rush the relationship by, remember not to assume too much too fast. Women value males who are reliable and composed, not those who react excessively to 3 mistakes are being made for every small indication. Her emotions taken for granted when a female begins talking to some males about how she feels. Erroneously believe the task is finished. They give up trying since they believe they've gained. But partnerships need constant care and consideration. For instance, if she claims that when I'm with you, I feel safe. Not an excuse to cease attending. Trust is steadily developed over time. All can be undone by a single thoughtless deed. Express your appreciation for her feelings by keeping up the investment in the relationship. Be dependable, focused, and consistent in your behavior. I assure you, is what sets final thought. High-value males apart. Avoiding these errors is equally crucial as identifying the indicators. When you address her emotions with genuineness, patience, and thoughtfulness, in addition to showing her respect, you're also laying the groundwork for something actually significant. Conclusion. Let's swiftly. Conclusion. Identifying and addressing emotional signals. Review the 6 crucial terms that indicate a woman is starting to feel something for you. When she first asks, "What do you think?" On her desire to establish a connection on a deeper level by appreciating your viewpoint. Second, "You're so different," she remarks from other men that she's communicating appreciation for your special traits. Third, "Being with you makes me feel secure," conveys emotional stability and trust. 2 fundamental cornerstones of any powerful relationship. After that, if she claims that I was considering what you stated, it's a sign that what you said has had a lasting impression that conveys intelligence, harmony. When she gives, "I informed my friend about you," which indicates that she's enough passion to bring you entering her world at last. "I truly thank you," expresses sincere appreciation. And becoming more emotional attachment. Identifying these expressions is your initial step to comprehending her sentiments, but it goes beyond. Listening involves how you react. A high-value man avoids overanalyzing, overreact, or misinterpret her feelings for granted, but he remains there instead. Deliberate and careful construction of a relationship founded on trust and now respect. Here's your task. Which of these expressions are you familiar with? Prior to leaving a remark below and sharing your, tell us if you've ever missed the tail. These indicators or identified them simply in duration, and if you found this video useful, don't forget to press the like or share buttons. Your opinions and adopt the Stoic, the golden rule, to bring psychology back. Advice to improve your relationships. Keep in mind that you understand her emotions are more than just a means of communication. The goal is to become the greatest version of "I'll see you in the upcoming video."